Alright, we are recording, and let me just say that sometimes restarting a computer is a good thing. I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, when I tried to start this recording a little bit ago, OBS was having problems, Just Cause was having problems. Just restarted, everything's good now. So, yeah. And I've got a fair number of things I can talk about. So let's get this loading and actually trying to remember, is it that one or is it that one? There. Sorry, I wanted to mute the mic because I didn't like I still don't actually like very well where it is. It's lower than I'd like it to be. I have the mic to the left of my mouth, like completely perpendicular. It works though. It works though. The mic doesn't care. And plus I do that processing, like the loudness normalization that takes care of that. But I prefer it to be at the level of my mouth. Now, because of how the mount is, it basically ends up being fairly often below it. And it was just more below it than I wanted it to be. Anyway, oh no, it's F. Yeah, places to go and things to blow up. I want to head that way, so I'm gonna make that. Okay. But yeah, I've got various things to talk about. Let me actually review them, because I don't remember all of them. Rumor that AMD's going to release a refresh to the RX 6000 series. Possibly with faster memory, and it would be the, 6050 series. Which I think kind of stops there. I can give some commentary on that. Which is... That's fine, I don't care, but exactly like what I said concerning NVIDIA and the 3090 Ti, they should approach it where... I want to pick up the ammo, assuming it is here to be picked up. Yep, okay. Where they should take the opportunity to keep the same top-end price and push the current stuff down. It's an opportunity to, at least with MSRP, which, yes, is meaningless at the moment, but it still is something you can mess with. And just bring things down. Have it be in check. Don't make it look like you're, just, NVIDIA and taking such advantage of the situation. Yeah. But who knows? The rumor might also prove to be false. Next thing I have here is the Intel CEO, I don't remember his name, I'm sorry, apparently made a comment about AMD being in the rearview mirror now. And there were headlines about this, and all I can really think to say is, what do you expect him to say? I mean, seriously, he's the Intel CEO. He's obviously going to talk up Intel and talk down AMD. And I'd expect the same for Lisa Su, the CEO and president of AMD. Talk up AMD and talk down Intel. Or at minimum talk up AMD. I think there have been some occasions when she could have talked down Intel and didn't, or at least was polite. More polite, and not that saying in the rearview mirror is impolite, but more polite than that, because that is still kind of a negative, insulting statement. But hey, it's not that bad a statement, though, but it is just one of those, what else do you expect them to say? Why is this a headline anyway? What have I got after this, though? Oh, yeah. Probably the biggest news story of the week. Microsoft acquiring Activision. Well, Activision Blizzard. I still call it Activision myself, though. Which is... The way I put it when there's a group of friends that I'm not necessarily active in that Discord server, but, I do check in to see what's going on with people. And the way I put it there is exactly the way it felt. That is not the news I was expecting to see this morning. Because it wasn't. Why would I have ever predicted that? And personally, I don't really care one way or the other. Acquisitions are just, you know, they are part of... They're part of big business. So it's... As far as I'm concerned, it's not like there's even anything unusual going on. It does make some sense for Microsoft, you know, wanting to be a gaming giant, amongst other things, to acquire Activision, because I think at one point, this might not be the case anymore, but I think at one point, Activision was the largest gaming company. Apparently by revenue, well, the new company, but the merged company will be the third largest by revenue, only behind Tencent and Sony. Oh, I love having this thing. Anyway, yeah, I want to say at one point it was, like, Activision and EA were the two that mainly we went back and forth as far as who's the biggest. I could be wrong. Could easily be wrong, and that's okay. It still is, you know, it's a big deal. But it's also significant for another reason. And that's the scandal stuff that's been going on at Activision for a while, which I have been very intentional in not really talking about. Because it's like, it's starting to get into areas where it's like, you know what, I'd rather just keep it on the game news, the video game news. You know, and not all the other stuff, you know. But some stuff that I've seen reports of, it's like, yeah. There being a reckoning in Activision sounds like a very good thing. Now, as far as that goes, because the reason, you know, I'm even mentioning that is because what could this acquisition do with that? It could be the perfect opportunity for people to be removed with some amount of cover to it, because, I mean, it's like, you don't... There's not as much benefit as you may think in trying to ruin people, because it could just end up bringing a lot more pain for a lot of people to do that. Not that some people don't deserve that, but it's like, sometimes it is easiest and fastest. Because don't forget, some of that stuff, if it were fought for a long time, then there's no resolution. Everyone's just suffering. But yeah, I could see being an opportunity for Microsoft to be like, okay, all these people, they get to leave. And one thing I did see that sort of a reading in between the lines, because the current CEO of Activision, which my understanding is tied in with a lot of this stuff, a lot of the scandal stuff at Activision, like if he was aware, I think, is at the minimum of true, is at minimum true, his level of involvement with the stuff at Activision, I'm not sure about, but it sounded like he's sticking around, but it's only until the deal closes, which, let's face it, that's normal. This would be the worst time to change any of the C-class, the C-level people there. But it also would be the perfect time, once the acquisition closes, to have him replaced. So it's like, this could really prove a positive thing in regards to that, because it is an opportunity for people to be removed quietly and respectfully for everyone. But we'll see, because, I mean, some of the stuff, yeah, because there was also some stuff where it's like, there was legal investigations in California, I want to say. That would not go away. There would be other things, though, that could just be, okay, we're moving on so the majority of the company can get back to what they want to do, which is make games. Yeah, so I mean, it is going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out. I just hope that it's, you know, the people that suffered under that scandal stuff, that they do, you know, how do I want to put it? Find peace, are made whole, however you want to put it, just that this opportunity to deal with those issues is taken by the people that need to take it. Which would be, you know, like the people who will be in charge at Microsoft. And something else related to that, because I have seen some people talk about how, oh, does this mean that you're going to see like Call of Duty no longer on the PlayStation? Personally, I'm not a console player, so I don't really care one way or the other. But I don't think Microsoft would do that, because that just seems stupid. It's like, that is a revenue stream. Why would you, you know, break that? We'll see. And I will grant that, yes, there apparently have been some things I've not been following too closely with Bethesda when that was acquired, where it's like, oh, suddenly stuff is not going to be coming to the PlayStation. Okay, that might be the case, but it's also worth noting that Call of Duty is like Battlefield, is like Madden, in that there are people that, like, what they did is every year they would buy whatever the latest of those series was, and if they needed a new console, they bought a new console. It's like, there were console players that's basically what their library was. Battlefield, Call of Duty, Madden. Nothing outside that. Or very little outside that.
The White Tiger was seen yesterday leading a terrorist attack on Farmers Union buildings in Dusun Bazaar.
I don't see why you'd interfere with, you know, it's selling on Sony.
To the fighting, firing an automatic weapon have not been confirmed.
But that's me. I mean, what do I know about business? Yeah, seriously, what do I know about business? Because I also just remembered, I'm also the guy that, you know, all of my scripts and such for doing things, like, performance data processing, I put that out. Where, you know, up on GitHub, where anyone can review them or use them. It's just what I do. What's the next thing I got? Oh yeah, this is something that was kind of neat to see. Most people probably won't care. Is that apparently, as a holiday project, the Director of Enterprise and OS Security at Microsoft managed to get Windows 11 working on a device with Core Boot. Using Core Boot. What is Core Boot? It is I'm pretty sure it's an open source secure firmware for computers. So, you know, like BIOS or UEFI kind of stuff. But that's open source. And, you know, like, there are a lot of people that, you know, want to see that used for many reasons. Some just because it's open source. Because, you know, you do have some advantages going to open source, such as with security, because, you know, it's kind of hard to have backdoors and such into software when literally all the code is available for everyone to read. What am I missing?
Move in! We got him!
Potentially is that there's just something that might be as part of this. But yeah, I mean, that's a neat thing, and it is worth noting. You know, it's important. It is important that it's Windows 11, because Windows 11 is the one that has all the weird security requirements, like TPM2. So there's definitely something. Pick up somewhere. Oh, right there. And I do see there. What's that?
Alert! Reports of
Oh, I saw,
hostility in the area.
the last spell got an update. It's a regular update, though, not a major update, which is probably the reason why I'm not playing it. It added elite enemies, I'm just going by what I can remember, and a lot of balance change. So it seemed like something of a follow-up to the most recent update. The most recent major update. That. Oh no, that was it. Okay. Now I get that, and that actually should be it. Perfect, I cleared. Oh. Something that was actually, because I record this on Friday, don't forget. Something I saw that's definitely cool, for me. There. Even though it's, like, not going to directly impact me. Intel is apparently going to be investing $20 billion to build a new fab in Ohio. And I live in Northeast Ohio. This will be more central, apparently outside of Columbus. I haven't looked too closely at it, I will admit, even though I probably should have. I've been busy. It has been a busy day and a busy week. Here we go. There. You know what, yeah, I should. I was gonna say, I don't feel like doing the mission, but then I just remembered, a lot of these missions are actually not that complicated.
The man you are looking for has surfaced.
So, yeah.
He is in contact with a group of rebels led by one they call the White Tiger.
Then let everyone know I'm looking for this white tiger, and I'm prepared to pay for information.
But yeah, I mean, that's definitely a neat thing. I actually first saw it, Dr. Ian Gudges of Anantech shared something talking about it, and he apparently was amused by the fact that it is in Licking County, which, one of the things that he does, that Gudges does, is he likes to, whenever he can, like on a new process node or whatever, to get a wave of silicon, because like Intel, TSMC, and such, they will bring those with them to conventions. He likes to get a photo of himself trying to eat one. So, Licking County for a fab, he apparently somewhat amused by that. I don't know, I should look into some stuff on it, but as I said, this has been a crazy week. This would be kind of neat to work there. And I do know a guy, but who does work at Intel, went to school with him, but he probably would not be in Ohio. If I remember correctly, the job he took, and this was years ago that he took it, so he might not even be there anymore, was in Oregon at one of the research facilities that Intel had. And he'd probably still be there. If it's only manufacturing here, I don't think he would come back here. I mean, he got his PhD in doing this stuff.
Scorpio,
so,
my friend.
yeah.
Our pitiful excuse of a president has initiated a Panawan satellite program. It will scorch the soil of our ancestors and cost resources that rightfully belong to the Yula people. Furthermore, it will help the Panay administration control all the media in the country. We want those satellites to stay on the ground, preferably in tiny little pieces.
In the last bit I have that I can talk about, I'm actually really happy that I can talk about it. Where is it? Ah, that's right. I just see it. I got key. Well, I got a key. Technically, I got more than one, so hopefully hardware reviews will be able to use it. But for Dying Light 2, I got review keys for Dying Light 2, and I actually said in the embargo that I can say that. I can also say when the embargo will be up. I don't feel like sharing that, though. Just, there might be other reviewers that, obviously could also share, but would rather not, so not that I know any, but whatever. I'm just happy that I can actually say that. Unfortunately, I do have another review that I want to get done first. That game comes out sooner. It's also a much shorter game, though, so I figure I can probably get that done in like 2 days. maybe 3. So, yeah, it's...
There it is. Cape Carnival, the imbecile president's brainwashing machine. Destroy those satellites for me, will you, Sedadu?
Well, since you ask so nicely.
I think
The satellites
that...
are located on top of the rockets. You need to get up on the launch pad to reach and destroy them.
Get up on the launch pad, destroy the satellites. Got it.
Yep. I want the weapon. The thing is, I think I actually do need to, actually, like, interact with them, so I can't just shoot them. I could be wrong, though. I am apparently wrong. Good.
One down and 2 to go. Excellent work, Scorpio.
But yeah, so... I mean, fortunately, the game doesn't come out. Dying Light 2 doesn't come out until February 4th, so even losing those couple days for a review should be fine. Should still work out fine.
Good. You're worth every penny. Now, get that last satellite, my friend. Hurry, Scorpio. They have initiated the countdown sequence.
We're not done yet. Oh, crap. That was worst possible
And
time.
the liftoff sequence has already been initiated. You have to destroy that rocket in midair. Find a plane, quickly, in the hangar. Hurry, Sedadu. Very good, Scorpio. All of the satellites are gone, and that imbecile president will... What? What is this?
I have been informed that you were on the lookout for the White Tiger. It has come to my attention that until recently, a well-known gambler and lowlife by the name of Ken Pang has been in his employ. If you want to find Ken Pang, I suggest you speak to the informant at Lengkuk Sungai. He will tell you where to look for a price.
Initiating liftoff sequence in 10, 9, 8, 7,
Oh, this is bad.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
It's gaining altitude fast. Hurry,
I mean,
Scorpio.
I can't. There's no way I can get there without the plane. And I hate planes in this game. They're just so hard to pilot. And there's something else I want to talk about concerning Dying Light 2, but after this.
Classes! They have a hidden fourth satellite, and the liftoff sequence has already been initiated. You have to destroy that rocket in midair. Find a plane, quickly, in the hangar. Hurry, Sedadu.
Destroyed midair? That's a little easy, no?
Initiating liftoff sequence in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
It's gaining altitude fast. Hurry, Scorpion.
What do you think I'm doing?
Oh, I got lucky there. Oh, so very lucky.
Ah, the sweet taste of victory. You have done a great favor to the Yulas this day, Scorpion.
Yeah. All in a day's work.
I did intend to bail out, by the way. Whoop. This is not so good. Oh, damn. Damn it. Oh. Just wanted to turn the screen off on my phone since I don't need the notes anymore.
Get in!
Wait, you didn't. It did. That's annoying. I'm gonna clear that base out.
The Palau space program was attacked today by unidentified terrorists. Foreign criminal groups are believed to be responsible for the attack.
But it does give me time to talk about this. So, I got another package from Poland. It actually arrived earlier today. Really, really neat. A very nice, actually metal poster for Dying Light 2. And there's some way I can think to put just how really awesome it is. If I was set up for recording a camera as well as gameplay, I would make sure that with a background.
The fur-covered terrorist was reportedly seen yesterday, firing blow darts at government leaders from the roof of an apartment building. Unconfirmed rumors confirm that he fled the chaotic scene in a four-wheel drive shouting obscenities in what was clearly an American accent.
Yeah, it was actually... What I did decide to do, though, because of how cool it is, the image for it is actually one of the things that was in the press kit, so I'm using that for the YouTube thumbnail. Of course, that won't matter until any of those videos can go live, which will be a while, but... Yeah, one thing, this I don't mind talking about, because I'm pretty sure I can. There is naturally a request to, like, you know, not share videos of the ending. So what I think I will do is I will hold off on, like, I'll leave those as private or something until the appropriate time for sharing them, which would basically be released. I don't think that'll be an issue. Because, I mean, it's, you know, I share the whole things. It's what I do. I'm weird that way. It's like, I really am weird that way. It does seem odd to me that with such resources as YouTube for all this, you know, just being able to upload videos, arbitrary videos, and that, you know, everyone has the ability to stream, you really would think that more game reviewers would share their review playthrough. I mean, seriously, it's a completely reasonable thing to do when you think about it. It's extreme, it's hard, but you still think that more people would do it. There you go. I just remembered, you can actually eventually have higher levels of heat. Currently, there's only the 2 that we see there. You can actually get it to more than that as you progress. It's like you become more and more of a threat. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Wait, it's all three? I thought it was only two. I'm trying to spot where the last one is. No, that was just a guy. That was just a guy. Just occurred to me something else we could talk about. Some stuff with the 6500 XT, the Radeon 6500 XT. That I've not looked too closely at any reviews, but apparently it's not that good. Which, in some ways, it can also be interpreted as AMD and Nvidia really hit out of the park with the RX 580, which I'm using right now, and the GTX 1060, which I don't have, but so that level of performance and features, it's apparently still very good, because that's about where it falls, and it actually at some point falls behind them, because yeah, the 1060 had a 6GB variant available at the beginning, and a 3GB that no one understood why it existed. It then later got an 8GB version because it was actually like just the GTX 1070 1080 die, but further clocked down and cut down. Yeah, they were, and there was also a 5GB version. It's the GTX 1060 is one of the clearest examples of Nvidia really just abusing their position with the whole, we'll just put out another version of this thing. I mean, because they legitimately were like 5 different versions of the desktop processor, the desktop GPU, and that benefits no one because it's just too damn confusing. But I also saw that apparently it has been said, perhaps not completely officially, that the die in it was designed for laptop use. It was not really meant to be used in a desktop discrete GPU. Which does kind of beg the question of why. I can only speculate. But I could see it being like if the yields were sufficiently good, that's like, hey, we're gonna also sell it this way, make some more money. Even though it's still not good. There is an argument to be made that it could have been viewed as a good thing because it wouldn't be very good for cryptocurrency miners. The problem there is the whole, well, it's also not good for gamers. There we go. So, yeah, it's not the easiest situation there. Okay, those are... There. Back up. There we go. Yeah, so I don't really know. It also sounds like it might be one of those examples of there are no bad products, just bad prices. That if it were priced lower, but it's also, it's like MSRP versus, reality kind of thing. Yeah, I don't I don't really know. It's just so weird, the situation. And I am curious what some of the defense and explanation is. Because, I mean, obviously the pandemic had significant impact because there were times when no one was working at the company that actually manufacture and assemble. It's like, yeah, that'll definitely impact supply. And it's like, that's like not even a question that will happen. But it's also just the whole, okay, there were other things that also happened. Crap, I had one in mind. I didn't remember. But it's like there have been other supply issues. And it would be interesting to see a breakdown which I could believe exists already, but wouldn't be public. Of just somebody trying to figure out what are the sources of these issues. Now, why do I say that it would already exist, but might not be public? Because I could believe that there are sufficient interested parties at the likes of Intel, TSMC, and so forth that would have put that together to explain why any production and revenue targets were missed, kind of thing. But that kind of analysis would also be something that is not necessarily going to be very public. Some of it actually would happen, just for the whole explanation of to shareholders, that stuff. But and the thing I find so weird is the whole, we're predicting that it won't be until like 2024 that everything's going to be back to normal. It's like, I don't think any of this stuff has sounded like it would require that much time. Oops. Where is it? Up even higher? It's like my point with what I was saying a little bit ago is I don't think it can all be explained with just supply side issue. What would help have it all make sense, though, is just if the demand is really that crazy high, which some of that, yes, would be, the cryptocurrency stuff. But it could also be that there's just more people gaming on computers because they're stuck at home on their computers to do work and stuff. But even then, I don't, because you'd think that would also sell console. I don't know. It's just a curious situation. Something else that I'm also a little curious about, though, that just occurred to me, is are they, when trying to figure out demand, including the how much people are paying? Because I don't think that would necessarily be appropriate for the situation that we're in. I'm serious. I don't think that including consideration for... I don't think it would be entirely appropriate today to... Why did that plane just... To, count that, oh, well, the demand is super high because, look, there are people willing to pay $1,000 for a $600 GPU. Yeah, but it's also, you've got some people that, stimulus checks so they got, you know, extra money. People that are just at home so much that and not being able to interact with people, so it's hurting their psyche, and so they're making purchases to help cope with that. I mean, and also just, yeah, but they're spending $1,000 for that because there are no $600 GPUs. It's, you know, you need to consider them as, well, even then I don't know if that's a good idea to say you need to consider them as $1,000 GPUs, but I hope you understand what I mean, that it's like, it might not be completely appropriate today to just be like, oh, well, if they're willing to pay that much, it must mean demand is that high. It's like, yeah, for some people, those people that have that money lying around. But for plenty of people that know that they are only interested in the $300 to $400 GPUs, they're not buying. They're just waiting. So yeah, it's just a weird situation. So many ways. And I hope we are out of it soon. Come on, there we go. Nope. There. Not quite, but it'll work.
Let's finish this!
There we go.
Take room! Look out! Take cover!
It's flying too high!
There he goes!
Alright. Going back a bit, actually quite a bit, to the whole Activision thing, that there is one thing that I know, you know, a lot of people may see it as, oh, this is bad, it's horrible for this reason or that reason.
That'll come in.
One thing worth considering is that an advantage, well, something that can happen now because it'll be different people in charge. You may see some IP come back. You may see some game series, franchises restored that, well, you know, remade that have been abandoned for. And Activision is old. I mean, it's like, there's a lot of IP that it would have. Yeah, that, oh, no, it is up here. There. There we go. Now to try to find the last stuff to pick up or blow up. Either way, it's going up.
Enemy sighted! All available units!
I'm approaching something. Oh, right. That's one. One more, and it's very possibly some I think I would have started actually picking it up at work. Okay, there is something over here. Lower down. So I think I saw it already at the floor. Yeah.
Attack! Attack!
That seems to be it right up there. Yep. And that's it. And since I got this thing, where do I want to go? You know what? There. Oil platforms, that's what it is. Pretty sure that's what it is. Are actually something that you, yep, that is. Are something that you can basically take out with just a helicopter, and it's pretty fun. It's like, it's right there. I feel like spending the time. Oh, and I just remembered I did see something. I didn't look closely at it, though. I think that a QA workers union has formed, which the impetus for it was that apparently a bunch were fired, a bunch of contract QA people were fired, well, laid off, following the release of a game, I think. But it, excuse me. It also was after they had been more or less told that there was a chance they'd be brought in permanently. And this upset, you know, also the non-contract employees. Which is part of the reason why, you know, well, I mean, obviously, you couldn't have a union there if all the members would have been laid off already. But it is interesting. For multiple reasons. One is, it's a significant place to have, you know, a union. QA is also, it's a weird part of the industry. I say it as somebody who's done QA for years, and the reason why I would say it's weird is not in any way a negative thing, it's just the way it is treated by some is not really positive. Oh, nice.
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, I mean, it's just some seem to treat QA very poorly, and it's like, no, they're the ones responsible for making sure, you know, the game is as good as it can be. You know, a game being good, I guess you'd say, will fundamentally come down to, you know, the directors, the designers, and even producers. But once you have that, you know, it's like they can design it, but the ones that actually make sure that a good idea doesn't come out crap, that's QA. And the developers that, you know, implement the stuff. And I don't think that that's, you know, overselling. You know, what QA is. It's like, you know, you are not going to have a quality game without good QA. And not without actually listening to QA, which that's where it gets weird. Is that, you know, there are things where, you know, I'll play a game, it's like, there's no way QA didn't fuck this. How was this not fit? And I don't know. I don't know how that stuff gets through, unless it is just, you got people that don't listen to their QA. When they say, hey, this is broken, hey, this is bad. And yeah, so that there being a union for it is going to be interesting because it's just one of those things where it's like, it might actually help in certain circumstances, just, you know, not necessarily for, you know, better working conditions kind of thing, or better contracts, but just, I could see it also helping raise up the significance of QA in some people's minds, by virtue of them having to actually be dealt with. And by dealt with, I mean like, they have a voice, you can't just ignore it. That's what I mean. There's, yeah, still this one. One more. Maybe two. Whoops.
Move out! Move out!
Alright. Alright, and yeah, I just feel like, you know, flying this back. It won't be there when I start up again next week, but yeah. One thing else that occurred to me, didn't mention, but it occurred to me again. I do have Dying Light 2 installed on the test system, and I do hope to do, I do want to do a performance analysis in that, because it's going to be a significant game, and its graphics are also going to be part of what's significant about it. But because of how busy I am with, like, work, I just am not sure exactly when that may happen, and it's also, I haven't played the game, so I don't know how easily I will be able to capture the data. Like, finding good spots to capture it in, I mean. And there's gonna be plenty to test with that. I've already gone through and built out the table of all the settings and options. There's a decent amount there that I would have to look at. The simplest way I can think to put it without getting potentially into is that, you know, we know we've got ray tracing support there, and, you know, like, how I test that is as another API, but it's like, that's for some of the GPUs, those that will support it, that's a doubling of the amount of data I need to collect, and that's not the only example there. So yeah, it is just going to be interesting. And there's also the whole, I have to wait anyway for the game to come out because there will be a day one patch, and I can believe that will address performance issues that I may come across. I don't know. I'm just saying that, you know, that is something that can happen with day one patches. And also, I've seen day one patches, excuse me, change the settings. So I just remembered you can actually destroy the, and it counts for chaos. So it is something to think. And I also remember doing this in Just Cause 3, was playing around with the jetpack, and well, what I was actually trying to do, see, that's, now I've got another tier of alert level that can come at me. It's not really a good thing. But I mean, it won't be. But no, one of the videos, I don't think I used it in the review, but I think I did share it just because it was funny. I was practicing with the jetpack, which just goes through. You also have a wingsuit. It's not just the parachute here. And I was able to fly in and out of a number of the turbines, but then and also you could actually fire rockets from the jetpack, and I was doing that at some of them, and I ended up colliding with one. Just, I basically didn't turn right. It's like, ah, man, hit my head, fell the entire height after hitting my head. So it's like, I fell and had, like, maybe a 5% of my health left, but I was actually still alive, and I was so surprised, like, oh my god, I actually am still alive, I can't believe it. And then it's like, alright, let's, hit the thing to, get back up into the air and keep going, and that's when I learned that apparently I destroyed that windmill. That wind turbine, because its blades then fell down on Rico's head, killing him. And it was just, like, an amusing comedy of errors, because it just came from out of frame and smashed him square in the head, killing him. It's like, the windmill got its revenge. The wingsuit, by the way, was a very nice addition to the series, because, like, right now what I'm doing to more rapidly cross, it works so well with the wingsuit. Because the parachute is not that fast, but the wingsuit lets you be fast. It basically lets you stay up, and your direction, like your center of gravity and such, is better in line with where you're pulling. So it's like here, his arm is down there, but technically center of gravity is, well, I guess with the, wouldn't be center of gravity, that should be closer to him, but the, because of the friction on the parachute, it's further up, so he gets, pulled around like a pendulum. The wingsuit doesn't have that, so it's much more efficient and a lot faster. Yeah. And that's when Just Cause 4 came out. I was hoping to see something like that, another new kind of thing brought into the series to, help with whatever. And it just felt like it was Just Cause 3 again. New coat of paint. I mean, yeah, it had, there was weather stuff in there, but it wasn't like, oh, I can trigger a hurricane to have it wipe out an area. That wasn't a thing. That would have been cool. Would have been a lot of fun. Not a thing. Alright. Stop it. Yep. And soon I'll get to find out just how long I've been going. Not even an hour yet, man. There's one thing about this game that does surprise me, but I do still enjoy. Which is that I could have believed that I was at an hour and 10, hour and 20 minutes. Because it's so dense with the action and fun that it feels like it's longer than it actually is. I'm that is meant as a compliment from me. I do enjoy the game. And I look forward to getting into Just Cause 3 when I finish this. But that will be sometime yet. See you next week.